All right, so that is episode 985. Thinking of O-Tama, Luffy's Furious Strike.
This episode should be renamed Luffy fucking kills three men. He killed
dude,
those men.
dude, I'm like looking at that strike and I'm just like, oh god, Luffy, that is way too much. And then he caves that specific man's head in something fierce. His head is in his torso by
That
the
man
end
is
of that.
dead. If I recall correctly, they cut to a shot of the red bean paste with the little mochi bits, like, after Luffy threw that punch. Let's be real, that was a narrative way of describing like what his brains would have looked like, splattered all over the floor.
Like, that is the deadest of dead men. Like, I'm watching these episodes and I'm just like, man, Luffy just killed a man. Damn.
I remember this chapter. And when I saw that guy's fucking head in that chapter, I'm like, yo, Luffy killed a man. And this episode really demonstrates Luffy fucking killed that man. He killed three of those men.
Oh my
Three dudes got their heads just squashed. Them coconuts got shattered.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I guess for me, I wasn't like thinking of it that much because I'm just like, okay, that guy is pancake. Moving on. Here, I'm just like, oh, they put so much emphasis on it. I couldn't not think about how hard he hit this dude.
Well, I mean, like, remember, he hit him with his elephant gun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like that's a giant fist, harder than steel. And these dudes are not made of rubber. So when you see them doing some rubber type shit, like I know a lot of other characters kind of sneak subtle ways to get in there, but no. When these men engaged in that rubber shit, I'm just like, oh no, they're not gonna come back from that. They went squish. Luffy made them go squish.
But well, you got to see a little bit of a display of kids conquerors hockey. That was interesting. Just like you got to see a little bit of a display of Zoro's conquerors hockey last episode.
Which is funny because damn, they didn't say shit about that in the manga.
Which one?
Zoro.
Oh yeah, that didn't come up until like we were in the fight with Kaido.
And like the thing is, when he asked him about it, even Zoro was just like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I just hit you with everything I had, man.
Yeah. And
so Zoro's not even consciously aware that he has Conqueror's Haki. So clearly Toei knows some shit that we don't know.
See, that's something I want to talk about. So sit your fucking ass down. Let's talk about what the fuck Toei knows. Because Toei has been literally doing nothing but clarifying shit ever since Wano began. Maybe even before that. Because, dude, there was the moment where we had the question of maybe Toki is alive because the chapter that showed her death, it was kind of ambiguous. Cut to the anime. We see the man literally aiming the gun. We see her get shot. She is on the ground.
Her eyes.
We see the light leave her eyes. She is bleeding out. There is nothing ambiguous about that. She is dead. Like, no, she's dead.
I feel like Oda has to listen to the shit we're saying and just be like, okay, Toei, listen, I need you to just like do this. And like he gets like a laundry list of shit that it's just like, okay, if I can clarify shit here, maybe, make things just a little more clear here. And by the way, this is a thing. Oh, really? That's a thing? Yeah, that's a thing. Don't make a big deal of it. Can we do something with it? Sure, just don't make a big deal of it. But the thing is, it's a big deal regardless of what you do. Like, even if you don't address the elephant in the room, it's just like, my guy, Zoro just, like, conquers hockey the shit out of these dudes. You can't tell me that wasn't what that was.
Well, see, the thing about that is, like, it happens once, and it's just like, okay, you could pass that off as him lightly intimidating them, because that's kind of what they did with Kid in this episode. But then the second time around Zoro does it, it's just like, nah, the motherfuckers are straight up on their ass. There's no getting around exactly what happened there. We're watching the same series. We know what happened here.
It's gonna be another one of those One Piece controversies where Toei jumps the gun on plot reveals.
Like with Sasaki. With God, why am I blanking on his name?
Which
Denjiro.
One?
There we go. Denjiro. The reveal of Denjiro.
Yeah, they were not subtle about that shit. They really wanted us to know about that shit, like, off rip, and then they still had the audacity to just, like, make sure and clarify, like, yes, Denjiro is Kyoshiro. Everybody clear on that? Cool.
Because I remember when the opening came out and people were still questioning. It's just like, where's Denjiro? Who could it possibly be? Who's this Kyoshiro guy? What's his whole deal? He seems to be pretty strong. I mean, he had that clash with Zoro. That was pretty intense. Okay, it's hard to really say. I wonder who, the Moon Knight boy or whatever he was called, who was stealing from people, actually is. I wonder if Komurasaki has anything to do with Momo's sister. I really wonder. As soon as that opening came out and they put, Kyoshiro next to Ashura Doji in the shot with all of the scabbards, it was just like everything just connected instantly for everyone across the board, and it's just like, all the mystery has been solved. It's done. Go home, everybody. Toei literally just ruined it for us.
Well, the problem, like, they're trying to hype us up for shit to come, and I get that, but they're spoiling too much.
It's still freaky because it's just like, I'm used to them spoiling shit for the people who only watch the anime, because that's just honestly what they do. But, now they've reached a point where they're spoiling shit for people who are reading the manga, and it's just like, how the fuck are you doing this? This shouldn't be allowed. This is how it usually works.
Like, this is just, like, the best way they can keep people invested in both. It's just like, listen, we can fill in a couple of details here and there. You focus on, like, the important shit, and we'll just fill in the rest, okay? We got you. That way people will still watch, and they'll still read. We got you on both fronts. You feel me, Oda? You feel me? And Oda's just like, oh, you got the big brain plays. Okay. I fucks with it. Because
one thing people low-key commented on is the fact that, when everybody got to Onigashima, they got the Beast Pirate outfits, and everybody had wandered off, and the last people to go off are Robin and Jinbei, and they walk off, and then you see this mysterious figure stomp their foot down behind them. And for the longest time, like a year and a half at this point, pretty much, people have been wondering who exactly had been following them. Like, who the fuck was it? Was it Tama? Was it Hiyori? Like, who was it? And then you get the episode last week that's just like, oh, it was Yamato. It was just Yamato. And it's just like, son of a bitch!
The most casual of fucking reveals that we didn't know we needed.
Because it was never clarified. It was always this question of, like, who was it? Was it somebody important? Was it someone we already met? It's very unclear. And here they're just like, oh, okay, here's one more shot. We will show you the mask. There you go. Mystery solved. Move about your business.
I wonder if they're going to do that with whoever the hell revived the scabbards after Kaido whooped the shit out of them.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. God damn. At this point, we kind of need it. It's just like, save me, anime. Clarify what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, because, like, who the fuck revived them?
Or at the very least, bandage them up, because, bandages equal healing in One Piece.
Yeah, it runs on RPG video game logic. It's fine. Milk's not actually milk. Milk is bone healing potion.
You got to get me my bone revival juice. It's like all of his bones in his body have been shattered. Quick, get him 2 cc's of milk stat. Calcium up in this bitch.
Oh man. Not much else really went on in this episode apart from just Luffy reacting to the Beast Pirates acting shitty, him and Zoro. And Kid intimidating that one guy. Yeah, no. I'm not gonna be the only one who said, or rather maybe I will. This episode was kind of padded out just a bit.
Oh, it was padded to shit.
Okay.
They damn near pulled a Rebecca flashback with the moments of O-Tama. It's just like, listen, you're lucky O-Tama is cute as shit, or else this would have got real annoying real fast.
Like, we literally saw everything you had just flashed back to a minute ago in the last episode. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Like, it sucks too because Grand Line Review just did that massive special on Dressrosa, and it's just like
disaster. Yep.
And it's just like we see the Rebecca flashback like 50 fucking times. That's half as many episodes as there are in this entire arc. The fuck you doing, Toei?
Lots and lots and lots of padding.
Like, I get it, we're getting pretty close to catching up, and I'ma be real, if they were to just throw in like a filler arc in between of Onigashima and Wano, I kind of would have been down for it, if only just to spare us from this. Because it's just like, guys, no, I would take a filler arc over this. I would take a filler arc over you literally stretching this as much as possible. Luffy can stretch, the story should not. I need you to understand this.
This is the problem with One Piece having to update like weekly instead of like by seasons.
Yeah,
it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, like, would they be willing to re-release this series again, but put some actual effort into the animation instead of like phoning it in certain parts?
Oh no, that shit ain't happening. They're gonna kai this stuff to shit once this is all over.
Ew.
Like, I hope you like DBZ Kai, because that's what you're gonna get with One Piece.
I don't want that.
Yeah, that's exactly why they keep releasing these episode of things. It's like, yeah, we're not reanimating all of this. You're getting a special here and there, and that's about it.
Well, maybe the episode of Dressrosa will look better than actual Dressrosa.
Well, I mean, technically we kind of got that with episode of Sabo, which should tell you what they thought about Dressrosa.
I may not have seen the episode of Sabo.
Really? I guess that wasn't the one that we watched together.
We watched the episode of Skypiea.
Ah, that's what it was. Yeah, episode of Sabo was all from Sabo's point of view in Dressrosa, and the episode ended when Sabo won the tournament and ate the Mera Mera no Mi and did the Fire Fist attack.
Anyway, next week it's gonna be the my favorite joke in the entire rate of One Piece. Kid, why the fuck are these idiots blowing our goddamn cover by making a scene? Also, Kid, hands on sight when he sees Apu. Like, that is the only thing I've been waiting for. I want Kid to beat the absolute fuck out of Apu. Just pure vengeful rage. Like, he didn't even fucking say hello, didn't call his name, didn't do shit. Just saw his ass, fucked him up.
Although, now that you've said that, there's probably gonna be a lot of in-between of before we get to that ultimate clash.
I know. They're gonna have to stretch out the scene of Apu's powers, confounding everybody, which I'm okay with. I'd be really okay with that, as long as they just show Kid beating the absolute fuck out of him with one shot. All I want. After that, I can be happy. Maybe. Well, I can be happy for at least a couple hours.
Although, I know you have a certain feeling about Apu, but I honestly just kind of want to see his powers in action again.
I don't necessarily like. The thing is, I don't have strong feelings about Apu one way or the other. He's shown that like he doesn't seem to be like the trustworthy kind of guy.
No kidding.
Yeah, I do agree that I want to see how his powers work because that shit's ridiculous and it's fucking broken as hell, and I love it. And we need to see more of it. Who was it that figured out like if you can't hear his music, he can't hurt you?
Oh, it's X-Drake already knew what the weakness was, and he just told it to Luffy and Zoro.
Oh yeah, that's right. One of the Toby Roppo was a turncoat, so that's that they're already down. Huh. Let me see. Drake turned. Ulti's down. Who's Who and Sasaki are down.
Page 1.
Page 1 is down.
It's just Black Maria.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, I have to assume Page 1, Sasaki, and Who's Who are gonna have to at least get up one more time. Just
One
once.
more time. Yeah, it's too quick. We need a little bit more. A little bit more.
Just a smidge. Just a tiny little smidge. I mean, hey, for all we know, how many members of the Akazaya didn't get matched up with somebody to fight with?
Let's see.
Inu Arashi is gonna fight Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Nekomamushi is going after Perospero.
Mm-hmm.
Ashura Doji and Kiku are
And
more
Kinemon.
than likely dead. And Kinemon are more than likely dead. Raizo's facing off against Fukurokuju.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves
Kawamatsu and Izo. Well,
what's Denjiro doing?
Denjiro has been missing since Ashura Doji went boom.
Oh.
Yeah. We have no idea where Denjiro went. That was a question that came up when everyone went racing off to try to find Momonosuke and all that. After they had cut the heads off Orochi, he just went poof.
Well, I guess, hey, he needs somebody to fight. He might end up getting either Sasaki or Who's Who. Maybe even Page 1, who knows?
Maybe.
I could see Sasaki ending up having to fight Kawamatsu and trying that fishman racism bullshit, and Kawamatsu just said, nah, you die now.
So they just end up as the cleanup crew, basically.
I mean, yeah. But, like, it'll be an even fight because, like, most of these guys will already be, like, on their second win because they got their ass beat pretty bad. So it'll be like they'll be on even footing.
Well, there have been rumblings that ultimately the reason why the fights with the Straw Hats have been going by so fast is because they're ultimately gonna end up fighting together with Luffy against Kaido.
I love the sound of that idea. I genuinely love the sound of that idea. That sounds like the most amazing thing. I want it. Never in my life have I needed something and never known until I received it. And now I have received the idea that this might be a possibility, and I want it.
I mean, it is a possibility. We'll just have to wait and see. It wouldn't be the most far-fetched thing ever, so.
That would be so fucking cool.